We open up on an adventure of a lifetime. You and a party of 3 walk into a grand cave. Although you were not here willingly. You didn't want to come. However, you had been recently jailed by the Grand Army of Dunce for crimes such as stealing someone's sweet roll. You said that you hadn't done it, that you hadn't stolen the royal sweet roll. But it did not matter. They had accused you, and so, until you were proven innocent, you were thrown away into a jail cell. It was only then that a group of adventurers said they needed some sort of healer. You, being a white mage, were chosen for the role. You wanted to protest this, to say that you didn't want to go, but ultimately, you didn't have a choice. It was this or rot in a jail cell for the rest of your life. You accepted the party's invitation, and you went on your merry way. Upon completion of the quest, you would have served out your sentence. As you walked through the giant, narrow halls, the barbarian nudges you in the shoulder.
So, what'd you even get jailed for anyway? I don't think we ever even asked.
The mage quirks up.
I suppose we did not, but I didn't really seem it prudent. I mean, we just needed a white healer. And besides, you're getting your freedom anyway, so who gives a shit?
Oh, come on, mage. Look at him. He's such a, adorable. I want to know what the little twerp did. Come on, to get jailed for eternity, you must have done something awful.
I suppose you may have a point.
It's at this point the Elven Ranger speaks up. Guys, I just, can we leave the guy, a poor person, alone?
Why do you even keep giving them a gender? They're an it.
Whoa, mage. Chill out there, bud. Your age is showing. Anyway, what'd you do, twerp?
You were reluctant to say, because you didn't actually do anything. But you opened your mouth and explained that yes, you were jailed for stealing a sweet roll you didn't actually steal.
Wow, that's really lame. And kind of brutal. What royal did you piss off?
You then explained you'd pissed off the literal king of Dunce.
Oh, you pissed off the emperor.
You tilted your head. Emperor?
Well, he's known as the emperor because, he technically only owns this part of land, the northern tip here. He technically controls also most of, what used to be South Rosalith. Or, what used to be down there is the land of the giants. I forget what it's called. For the life of me, I cannot remember. I was never that good at, history.
It was Siam, you fool. The land of the giants was known as Siam. It was in the South Continent. I believe over the sea, it used to be south of where Frostleaf used to be.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, where the hell even are we, wizard? I seriously am lost.
Oh my god, can you not look at a map? Look, here. We are here in the cave, and we have to go this far in the cave to find what we're looking for.
And what are we looking for? You've been, radio silent. You hired me on, a shoestring budget, so can you at least fill me out on some details?
Fine. We're going out here to look for a lost magical treasure. It's said that it can, revive people endlessly. I really have no idea what that means, but maybe it's just a farce. Either way, we have to check it out for His Highness.
Yeah, very interesting, as they say. Ugh.
Come on, guys. I'm sure this will be a great adventure. Ugh, stupid lisp.
What even happened to your teeth?
I got into, a fight with... it's hard to explain.
Well, explain it. I want the deets.
I got into a fight with a centaur.
No way.
And she may have bucked me.
How hard?
Knocking out my 2 front teeth, so pretty hard.
I see. Does anyone here have an interesting story?
I'm royalty, technically.
Ooh, give the deets, come on. I want all the information.
Don't give me those eyes. You look creepy. You try to do the puppy eyes, but your eyes are bloodshot red.
Well, shut up. I thought I was being cute.
Anyway, what I was a royal for the royal court, royalty.
That's incredibly vague. Give more details, wizard.
Fine. I'm technically a prince, but I didn't want my royal title, so I started to study magic, and, here I am. I'm the Grand Wizard of Dunce.
Do you think that sounds impressive? Dunce has a shit ton of wizards.
Well, I'm the Grand Wizard. I'm a step above.
And yet you're not in any court I've ever seen.
Well, I don't like to stay down in one place for too long. I like to adventure.
Totally. Hey, Elf.
What?
How good are you at archery?
Well,
Seriously, how good are you? I want to know. I one time shot a guy through his helmet. Wait, what?
through his helmet, like...
Whatever, I don't want to know anymore. Hey, look, it's a chest.
Wait. Don't open it.
Why?
It's a lone chest in the middle of an empty chasm.
So?
Don't you think that looks weirdly suspicious?
Yeah, you're right. We should probably leave. Hey, you two go on ahead. I want to check around this area.
All right.
Can do.
Oh, no, Healer, you're staying with me. I want all the information about you.
You gulp, as he then blocks the way to exit the cave, clearly intending to keep you here for some strange reason.
So, Healer, you said that you were accused of stealing a sweet roll, right?
You nod your head, confused at where he was going with this.
I know a way to prove your innocence.
You tilt your head.
Well, if you're a thief, then logically you would steal, right?
You nod your head.
Well, what if we prove that you're not a thief by having you open the chest, and we prove, for a matter of fact, that you didn't pocket any items?
You tilt your head, saying it was incredibly suspicious that there was a random chest in the middle of this cave.
Oh, come on, it's fine. Plus, if anything happens, I can always free you, alright? So go on, open the chest.
You ask why he couldn't.
Just open it, you boof.
You took a deep sigh. You had a terrible feeling in your chest. You slowly approached the large chest. Easily it came up to your thighs. This thing was massive. You took a large gulp and very carefully brought your hands down to the locks. Slowly, you began to unfasten them, and they snapped open. You closed your eyes, expecting something terrible to happen. But nothing happens. Slowly, you begin to open the lid, shutting your eyes in fear. And yet, nothing happens. You begin to open your eyes again. Before you're shocked, a pair of deep crimson eyes stared back at you. Flesh writhing, teeth gashing, and yet it didn't attack you. You were about to turn around and say something, and then one tentacle wrapped around your waist. The barbarian wasn't paying attention, looking the other direction. Soon enough, you tried to scream, but no words came out as the tentacle squirmed its way down your throat. You were then yanked into the chest, and then compacted down into your back, squished, laid flat like a board as the chest closed. You tried to scream out for help, but nobody came.
Huh? Where'd the chest go? Where did the healer go? Damn it. Either they're a thief or they just died. I'm probably gonna go with death. Yo, mate, I think I just killed the healer. What the fuck? It's fine, it's fine. Look, we were on death row anyway. We were supposed to kill him when we got out of the cave. Still, we needed them, you dimwit. Whatever. Look, I mean, it's not like it matters. Like I said before, we had to kill him later anyway. It's not like we were allowed to leave. You guys are jerks. They could have at least had one final adventure. Whatever, it's over. Come on, let's go get this treasure already. Oh, unbelievable.
Upon hearing this, your heart sank. There was no way out for you, no way to live. You laid there in the deep, dark, wet confines of this strange creature. You believe you saw somewhere that this was called a mimic. You closed your eyes and waited for digestion to come, waited for your end to come. You cried, begging for something to save you, crying about your fate and your life, saying anything to any god that will hear you, any creature that will hear you, something to save you. But nothing was coming for you. You laid deep in that damp, wet chest, and you thought about every mistake in your life that you had ever made, agreeing to become a healer, trying to heal the nobles, only to be betrayed by the one you healed. You cried. And then, you slowly began to sleep. You couldn't tell if it was from lack of oxygen, or the juices that steadily started to sting your body. But regardless, you could barely stay awake. The stinging began to become worse and worse. You contemplated shoving your face into the flesh to make it stop. But it never came. You never did. You just laid there and let it happen. For some strange reason, you couldn't move, like you were paralyzed. And slowly, your eyes began to shut. As the pain heightened, and your body blacked out. And then, you began to open your eyes. You felt a cool sensation on your back, some type of liquid rushing past your ankles. You didn't dare open your eyes. You still felt stinging on your body, but it was more like phantom pain than real pain. You slowly began to open your eyes. Slowly but steadily, you did. And when you did, you were horrified. You backed up into one of the walls. You looked around. You were still inside the same cave, but even deeper this time. But it seems the adventurers had long gone. You looked out around you. Thousands, no, hundreds of mimics surrounded you. You gulped. You didn't know what they wanted until one stepped forward. One that was trying to emulate what a human would look like, with mouths adorned around their body. It smiled at you. Why, hello there, little cute white mage. You know, you're very fortunate that my son's the one that found you. You gulped and tilted your head. You see, my son originally was just going to make you a meal. And, well, that was your fate, destined for digestion. But, upon hearing the words of your companions, he felt a little pity for you. How lucky. So he brought you back to me, and we performed a sort of ritual after we extracted you from his extremities. Now, do you feel pain of any kind? You looked at your body. Miraculously, you were unharmed. No rashes or bruises or burns like you'd expect from being inside of a stomach. You shook your head. Good. Then looks like the spell was a success. Hello. My name is Jensen. Nice to make your acquaintance. You shook the strange mimic man's hand. And these are my children. Not all of them are very verbal yet. They're much like your dogs in this current state, but still, very... Well, I'm not going to say they're kind. They do consume human flesh, don't you know? But yours is off limits. Lucky for you. Oh, but I think my son would like to greet you. The one that, spared your life. Orion. Come in here, dear. I think they would love to meet you. You gulped as one of the chests hopped forward. It started to grow in size, easily being damn near twice your height. As a giant tongue slithered out of it, it seemed to wrap around your hand, shaking it. You looked up at Jensen apprehensively. Oh, relax. He's as conscious as I am. It's just that he hasn't developed as I have. He's only a couple 100 years old. Give him another 1,000, he'll be just like me. You asked what happened to the adventurers' party. Oh, them. Well, let's not dwell on such dark thoughts. You see, we couldn't let them get to our treasure. I'm sure you understand. Your eyes went wide. Then you questioned again. If you really want to know. But please, don't judge us for our actions. This adventurer's party needed to die, you see. They would have exposed our secret. And we can't have humans poking around here, don't you know? You tilted your head, saying you were a human. Oh, of course I'm aware. I'm aware that you're fully human, dear. But it doesn't matter. Do you know why it doesn't matter? Because you're not going to tell our secret. Part of the little magic spell we put on you. If you try to communicate that to another human, well, the words just won't come out. Such a fun little trick, isn't it? Part of the little revival process we did. Then you questioned him again. Oh, dear. Did you think that you survived? Oh, no, dear. You died. You died gruesomely. Thankfully, it looks like you ran out of air before the real digestion could kick in. But you died. You looked over at the sun, Orion. It seemed to look away from you, embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed, Orion. Humans are food. It's just this one has a special privilege of not being that. Unfortunately for you, human, however, although you do get to live, you won't be allowed to leave for quite a while. You see, the magic spell, it needs time to absorb into your flesh. This spell basically keeps your cells binded together, making acid unable to harm you. Can't break you down, as you say. But if you leave, well, your body will return to the state it was before we revived you. And if that happens, well, you'll be in agony. Sweet, sweet agony. Sorry, I'm a bit of a sadist. I try not to be, but sometimes it just pops right out. I'm sure you understand, dear human. Now, come on, we gotta get you clothed. You're in this naked state. And plus, we have plenty of clothes from previous adventures. I'm sure there's something that'll fit you. Come now, come now. The mimic man led you deeper into the cave. You looked back at all the nearby chests and all the other creatures that are mimics, and you gulped. How many things could they transform into, you thought? You shook your head and walked onward. Eventually, you came across a large, open, spacious room full of gold, full of treasure chests, full of magical items, and in the pile, a pile of bones and a pile of clothes. And weirdly, you could see the companions you were just with's clothes. You sighed. They really had died. One part of you wanted to be upset with the mimics, but the other part of you was mad at them for they intended to kill you as well. So, Could you really be mad at them? You walked up and grabbed one of the tunics and looked at the mimic man. It's okay, put it on. You slowly put it on over your chest. It seemed to fit snug, a little tight, but it would fit fine. You also proceeded to grab a pair of pants and slip them on. There was no underwear in sight, sadly. Seems those did not survive mimic digestive systems. Oh dear. Oh, apologies, but we don't have any undergarments. But that's okay, you don't need those. Besides, in a couple months, when you're allowed to leave, you can go and acquire some more. You blinked. You questioned why a couple of months. Well, not only do we need to wait for the spell to take effect, but, well, we need to ensure that the ability to tell humans doesn't work. You questioned him. Well, we revived you, dear. You owe us. Big time. Don't think you're getting out of here for free now. And you're taking our prizes. You gotta earn those. You gulped and asked what he meant. Oh, it's quite simple. You see, my children desperately need something to fill their bellies. Horrifically, really. But humans are, well, they're rare. Surely they exist large quantities on the surface, but in the caves, the best we can hope for is drow and nagas, and those are not very digestible by us. So, dear, we're gonna have you do two things for us. One, lure humans into our cave, and two, be a snack for our pleasure. You gulp, desperately not wanting this. Not wanting to just be a simple snack for these creatures. But oh, you have to be, dear. It's that, or we reverse our spell. It's your choice, really. But if I were you, I'd pick our generous offer. And besides, you wouldn't be digested like you're so afraid of. Remember, dear? The spell protects you. And besides, you'll get a week off, let's say, for you to get acclimated to our wonderful cave. It is rather dark, but I'm sure one of my children can become a torch for you. Or a companion of sorts. I know Orion has taken a liking to you, that's for sure. Be sure to hang around him often. He's the chest with a blue marking. You nod as he takes your hand suddenly. Now, come along. It's time for us to sleep. You gulp and wonder what he means. As he goes into the main room, all the chests seem to be collected in one single line. You question this. Oh, I suppose this would be strange for a human. Well, us mimics, we can't just sleep on the cave floor. Why, that'd be barbaric. No, we sleep within our own tendrils and flesh. And being a human, you'll get to be in the center of it. Aren't you lucky? Suddenly, the mimics explode in tendrils and flesh and slime. You recoil back in fear and disgust. But the big man just throws you right into it, landing flat on a bed of flesh. You want to yell at him, only you can't, as he soon jumps on top of you and you coil up into a giant ball of flesh and nastiness. You recoil in fear. You look on his face so close to yours. Oh, relax. It's just to keep warm. It gets rather cold on these nights. Soon his body melds into more flesh, wrapping around your torso and legs. His voice no longer audible to you. You try to struggle and resist, but it doesn't do much. You take a large gulp and look around. Your head not even able to move your head anymore. Despite all of this, you're not being digested or harmed in any way. And strangely, the flesh does feel comfortable, in a weird, sickly way. You laid there for about 20 minutes, before slowly beginning to close your eyes. Your back shivering, and yet your heart full. What was this feeling? Were they doing something to you? Why did you like this, you thought? You began to, as you closed your eyes and slowly began to fall asleep, you questioned your weird day. Week? Who knows how long you'd been dead for? You just hoped you could salvage and make the best of the situation. You then smiled. At least you weren't in a jail cell anymore, you thought.